Welcome back, Tina.
You welcome back.
Oh, goodness. Caught up in the rapture.
Yes.
But I love what you did there. I don't even know if you know what you did.
What did I do?
You brought us full circle because, Tina, this is our season finale.
Yes, it is. I cannot believe it.
It is our season finale, and we said when we were starting this, we were going to be bringing our grown and sexy. So look at you bringing sultry, and I'm just
Yeah,
bringing a drink. I don't.
that's still grown.
Tina, before we get started, first of all, we have to thank the people for joining us for our first season as Caught Up in the Rapture of Therapy.
Yes.
I mean, first of all, let's give a little bit of ground. Tina was like, we have to start re-recording. And I was like, okay, girl, sure. And while we were together one day, I was like, if we have our season down, first of all, she was the one who came up with the seasons, which it helps us keep ourselves accountable. But even more than that, we were like, let's sit down, let's figure out our topics. We came up with amazing episodes, and we were like, we're going to be on it.
We've been on it.
Life happened, but we still been on
It's true.
it. And so we are so excited to be able to give you guys a rebrand. If y'all have been with us from the beginning, y'all know that we was giving mad eye, side eye, and we did it well. We still do it well,
We still do it well.
but we're just grown with it, right? It's
Mhm.
growth because we both been to therapy at this point. We're giving you grown and sexy side eye. Is that a thing?
I think it is.
Is that just a smize at this point? A
Yeah.
judging smize? Is it just a judging?
Nice. Yeah.
I like it.
Hmm.
Yeah. See, yep, yeah, that's exactly. You just did it. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, so we're so grateful for you all joining in for this season. We're excited for we've already started talking about topics. I've already started jotting down ideas of what we can do for this upcoming season, and I'm just grateful for you all joining us. You guys have been with us for the journey. You've seen us through our side eye experiences, our side eye life. And we've grown up a lot. We've had life happen to us a lot since then. But through the pandemic, we were like, we are not the same girls that they saw in the beginning. We are these women who are stepping into life anew, and we're just grateful. Grateful for you all joining in theory. Oh my God, there's Buddy. He just made his debut. No, we're no, leave this in here. Tina got a dog, y'all.
I do.
Look at him. He just look happy and content. That's how you know you are creating a beautiful home, Tina. Okay, but we want you guys. This is if you have stumbled upon this new episode, please go back, watch the whole season. Number one, but make sure that you like and subscribe and leave comments. We love to talk with you guys. We actually had a really great, amazing response to one of our last episodes, and so we want to keep the conversation going beyond just the recording. So definitely interact with us, and we're excited. But Tina, we talk about how we've grown, how we've really grown. And so today's episode,
Uh-oh,
you
what are you
ready?
throwing at me? What's happening?
We did a little thing, and we want to talk to our 20-year-old selves.
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I pitched this to you, I said, "Will you be in a place to be able to do this?" You said, "We gonna see." So we gonna see. So first things first. Before we talk to our 20-year-old something selves, I have a little question for you.
Okay.
What do you wish that your parents would have told you, or told your 20-year-old something self?
Mm-hmm. That's a good question. Uh, I wish my parents would have told me to question anything that didn't sound quite right. No
Hmm.
matter who it was coming from, no matter what their title was or how old they were, question it if it doesn't sound right.
That's good. That's real good. Because let me tell you, what we didn't do is question authority.
Mm-mm, we didn't. So, yeah, that would be what I wish my parents would have said to me.
Hmm.
Question it if it sounds unreasonable, if it seems illogical, question it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. What about
I
you? What do you wish your parents
uh,
would have told you?
um I think the biggest thing that I wish my parents would have told me is it's okay to fail.
Mm, hmm.
And like not the cliche, like it's okay if you make mistakes. Like no, 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 no. You're going to make mistakes. Like
Right.
that, like it's inevitable. Like it's absolutely inevitable. So what are you gonna do and what are you gonna learn from those moments? So I yeah, I wish somebody would have said you're not going to die if you make a mistake.
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you.
So we talked about what it looks like for our what we wish our parents would have said. Now we're gonna
Now it's
talk
our turn.
about what take a deep breath, everybody in this moment of the episode. Take a deep breath in, let it out. All right, Tina, you want me to go first or you want to go first?
You
Here's
go
the thing, guys.
first.
No idea what each other has said. I probably should have grabbed some tissue because I feel like one of us is gonna cry. I don't think I'll cry over mine.
I don't
I
think I'll
don't.
cry for mine.
Okay, that is so funny. I don't know. We've cried a lot in this season, and
We have. It's true. It's true.
it has come out of nowhere every time. Every time. Okay, so you say you want me to go first.
Yes, I do. Let's talk to
First
baby
things first.
Tanisha.
Look, first things first. I'm the realist. Okay, no, that's not it.
That is such a millennial thing to say.
Thank you. But I do start off by saying first.
Okay.
First of all, no, I'm just saying. Whew. All right, you ready?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. First, I want to tell you you're safe. The fear of failure can't be your motivation. Your drive can come out of pure want, and that's okay. You are worthy of happiness, of peace, and fun. This life was made to be lived, not check boxes. Make mistakes, make errors, it's okay. God bless you to be where you are. He's opened doors that you couldn't even think of. But understand those goals that you're setting, you met them. So don't rush through them. Looking back, you'll realize that you really didn't live through the hyper focus. You don't have that carefree life after college. So as you finish up those last few years, enjoy. You have the rest of your life to work, and you do. Pause for that. Woo!
Bars were just dropped. Bars.
Woo! That love life. Dot dot dot. So you know how you thought, woo, I finally get to date. So I'm gonna be able to experience this newfound dating life. Yep. I mean you do, but you don't. You're a serial monogamous. You love hard and you wear your heart on your sleeve. Your lack of experience with dating guys leaves you vulnerable. So please be careful. You will lose yourself in love, but you learn so much from it. Also, remember that checklist and those goals? You completed that one where you said that you'd meet your husband in college. But it doesn't quite end up the way that you thought, and honestly, that's okay. You found a voice that's beautifully stronger. So I'm not telling you to change any of it. Just protect yourself better and speak. Also, speaking of that family that you thought you'd create, shut up about not wanting kids. In just a few years, they'll tell you in a throwaway comment that you may struggle to have children because of a diagnosis of endometriosis. You'll be so focused about learning about the pain that you don't really pay it that energy. However, 4 surgeries later and 4 failed fertility treatments, those words will haunt you. So shh. Now I know these warnings may seem scary, but understand this. You've overcome. You have a place to call home on your terms. If you move, it's because you decide to. Though you're still on the hunt for stability, you know it starts with you. Okay, I should have. Okay, maybe I will cry now.
You got this. This is a safe space.
When I read this, you're going to be like, oh my gosh. You have amazing friends that know you're a workaholic, but they love you for it. So every time you guys get together, memories are made. They see you through breakups, divorce, promotions, and so much more. Plus, they birth all the children that you need, and you get to be the cool auntie. Your career, while a roller coaster, is absolutely the thing you said that you do. You'll start therapy in a few years, and it will literally rock your world in all the right ways. Don't look back. Whew. If I could get you to make any change, it would only be to remember why you do it. Allow that to be your North Star. It's you and God. Trust Him. Plus, what He's written will be better than you can even imagine. P.S. Your body type finally comes into style.
Hey!
I told you I ad libbed a part. I realized I was like, I didn't say anything about finally loving my body. So, yeah.
Yes. Oh my
Um,
goodness, I loved it. So let's talk a little bit about this.
okay. I thought we was going to unpack at the very, very end, but okay, we can unpack now.
Let's unpack now because you were brought to tears. Let's talk about that. You started tearing up while you were reading
Yeah.
that to your 20 something year old self.
Yes.
Why?
So, as you know, in my childhood, I made a reference to it where I said something about like your home being your choice. As a kid who moved around so much, there is a sense that people will automatically leave my life because of a move, because of some change, and I just had to be used to it. And so my first longtime friends have literally been you and Chesley. And so to have people who have seen me through so many experiences in life and like y'all love me through them. Even us, like we both are workaholics, but like our schedules get crazy and so recordings can sometimes get crazy. And so like you love me through that. And there are so many people who like kind of, not kind of, they do. Um they think that my job is an excuse for doing things, and it's absolutely not. It's my passion. But it means a lot to me, and my drive means a lot to me. And so the fact that we put in the effort to maintain our friendship through our busy schedules, through life, and I've known you guys the longest, other than the family that I was birthed into, it means an absolute lot. And so, I said I wasn't going to cry.
It's okay though. It's okay.
Yeah, so I'm extremely grateful for the friendship. I'm also really extremely grateful for, as a kid who did move around so much, like, though I still crave for stability, I'm grateful for the stability that I found thus far. And I think my 20-year-old something self was, her so much of the drive was built in finding that stability and not realizing I was kind of already on that brink. And I think at that age I was waiting for the shoe to drop, and I really should have just trusted God that no matter what change or anything that I did experience, it was all for his good, which in turn will be the good for me, no matter how tough it may have been. So, anything else
Ooh.
you want
Can we go back? Yeah, can we go back just a little bit to where you
to add? Okay.
said others think that you're using your job as an excuse. Can you expand a little bit on that thought? And is this a perception thing or is this a fact?
Um, so it is, it has been said to me before.
Okay. Okay.
And not just like in my recent role, it's been in the sense of like a guy I dated said, like literally asked me, why do I work so much? My response back then, when I was right at 20, was, why do you not work enough? But also at the same time, and looking back, hindsight being 2020, I also was a full time student and working at, I think probably around that time, that was probably around the time where I was working 2 jobs at a time.
Oof. Okay.
So it there was fact in his question, but it has definitely been, at that time I was a student who was paying for everything. You know what I mean? Like, I still had to function as a commuting student. So my situation like leaned to being a bit of a workaholic. So to be able to maintain what I needed to do. And so I wish that I would have balanced it better though, to be able to have better life experiences. That's why, like, there's a part in there where I tell myself, you're going to continue to work. So enjoy college, because I didn't really like, yes, it's partly because it's the university that I went to, but another part is just because it was like, I'm gonna work because it was like, let me build up my resume as much as I can.
Right.
And part of the building up my resume, hence why I ended up working 3 jobs, is because building up my resume typically didn't pay me. So I was working free internships. So then I had to go and work a little part time job here, part time job there to be able to afford gas to get back and forth to school.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, yeah. And it's been other people in my life from different circumstances that have made comments about how much I work and where I put work in terms of priority.
Okay. That's really interesting to me because your work ethic is something I truly admired when we were younger. I'm like, oh, I didn't know people had a problem with that. But okay.
Yeah, and I think and funny enough, back then I was like, "This is how you're supposed to work," but I get where I wish that I would have. I wish that I would have not felt the pressure of working that hard because it's not like I slowed down from there.
Yeah.
Any other questions or any other deep dives into my letter to myself?
Love the ending.
Waste is getting snatched. Shout out to my nutritionist.
Here for that. Here for that.
Yes. It was yeah. I actually was very surprised that I didn't talk about my my roller coaster, I guess is the best word. With my body. Because 20.
And you were
Woo.
really thorough in that. I was not as thorough.
Oh,
You gave like a full on synopsis of where you were going to be. I didn't do that.
hey, look, I didn't know that I was going to go there either. But it went. And so,
What did you
yeah.
find most challenging about writing the letter?
Huh?
What did you find most challenging?
That's a good question. All right. Um, what did I find most challenging about writing the letter? I'm so ridiculously like vulnerable that it wasn't hard for me to dig that deep. Because that thing be on the surface already anyway. What also helped is that I've been going through a lot at work, and so I could talk about the current struggles and being like, okay, so here's the things to look out for. But even beyond that, I think the hardest part was being nice to myself.
Mm,
Ugh, you should have seen me, like my hands are red right now because of the way I just gripped my hands.
mm. Why?
Um,
Why is that the hardest part?
because I am so hard on myself,
Yeah.
and I I judge myself so hard about decisions, about what I do, and what I've done, and I feel like that it's put a hindrance on me like making big moves in my life. So it was hard to kind of dig into like that person that to the mind frame of where I was at that time and not tell that girl she was wrong.
Mm, mm-hmm.
So like really giving her space to be okay and to understand like why you feel the way that you do, why you fear the way that you do, why you crave what you crave. Um, why you chose him. You know what I mean? Like, and the couples of hymns, so it's like giving her space to be. It's okay that you made them. I think that's why I wrote what I wrote in the sense of because it's absolutely true. I would not change my past because the person I am today is uh, like if the vocal little Tanisha would have just like been like the vocal 20 something Tanisha into her 30s, she probably would have been far too much. Too much. As a kid, I was I was still very, very respectful. But I was a lot more vocal, I feel like, and then it kind of just something switched. Actually, of course it did. It switched. And so I'm grateful for the 37-year-old Tanisha is grateful that while it wasn't easy in my teens and in my 20s, that I learned the lessons that I learned because I know the things that I'm going to embark in these last few years of my 30s, going into 40, that he has big things for me, and what he has for me, this version of Tanisha can only step into. And not like 37-year-old Tanisha, no, like today's Tanisha who experienced yesterday's Tanisha that is growing into the tomorrow's Tanisha could only experience this. And so it makes it easier, but it was definitely tough to let her off the hook.
Yeah. Well, I'm so
Yeah.
glad you did. She deserves that grace. So I'm really grateful that you chose to show her some.
Yeah. Yeah, because I be killing her.
We all have those days.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes. I'm gonna take a little sip right now, okay?
you clang, clang, clang.
All right, so Tina, it's about that time.
Is it?
Hey,
All right. All righty. Here we go. Hey, Tina girl, you made it to your 20s. Hashtag adulthood. You don't know what that means yet, bless your heart. Though you know you're grown, you're still so very confused about your life. You're looking around at all of your friends and seeing how successful they all are. They look like they got it all figured out. And then there's you. They're thriving in their careers, have their own places, some are even married. And you're still living at home with mom and dad. Though you have all these big dreams, you don't know where to start. And that scares you because you need to know the plan. Not only that, but you need to be in charge of the plan. And this was not the plan you had set up for your life. Your plan was to be established in your career by now, singing all over the world with an attentive husband and an adoring family. You don't know how you got here, but you did not choose this life. You tried so hard to do everything right, but feel as if you failed. You don't know how to navigate where you are, so you're slowly spinning your own negative narrative about yourself and beating yourself up in the process. But I want to reassure you right now your future is so, so bright. You put way too much pressure on yourself to be perfect when you don't have to be. Just be you. You are valued by so many people in your life that love you. Recognize this. You are loved. And love yourself. Oh, Lord, no.
we was thugs. We said, no, you gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry. I ain't gonna cry. We are thug
Oh
liars.
no.
Okay.
Ooh, okay, hold on. I got this. Here we go. You are loved and love yourself. You're too hard on yourself. Treat yourself better. You're beautiful inside and out. You want to know something? You're not going to believe this, but eventually you are going to learn to love your thick thighs. They're going to be your favorite body part. All the shame you feel over not being a size 2, spoiler alert, you never get there. But all that shame is going to cease. You're going to figure out that your value is not measured by your body. That's been a lie that society and the church systems have planted inside of your head. You're going to eventually get to the truth. And when you do, your eyes are going to be open to just how beautiful you really are. And let's not forget, you're freaking talented. Such a creative mind. Don't lose that spark. It's going to get you through some of the toughest life experiences. Lastly, you're so smart. Just because you're logical doesn't make you too aggressive. You're slowly starting to lose your voice because you've been persuaded to think that your voice doesn't matter. But it does. The way that you think about things, the way you try to apply rationale and reason to everything, it's going to save you a lot of heartache in the end. So embrace it. I know you're probably rolling your eyes at me right now because that's what 20 something me would do. But I'm telling you, you need to appreciate where you are. These years are so formative to your growth. Love yourself better. We deserve. And though I can't say you'll have it all figured out by the time that you meet me, I can tell you that our life only gets better from here. That's it.
Oh, I just want you to know something.
Yes.
I loved 20-year-old something, Tina, and love 37-year-old Tina.
Oh, thank you. She is loved. She needs to be reminded of that.
Ah, yes, that was amazing. Okay, we get to unpack a little bit.
Yes. Let's go for it.
Okay, so we got to start with the emotions.
Ooh.
Break that down for me.
Mm-mm.
Where'd you go? I mean, I know the words were on the paper, but where'd you go?
I was, like you, too hard on myself.
Yeah,
And, realizing I deserved better than that, that's tough.
yeah,
It's tough because you're striving for this life of perfection that you're never going to meet.
yeah,
I was never going to get there. And I was so mean to myself and so hard on myself to achieve something I was never going to achieve.
yeah,
So, yeah, I broke down a little bit there because I definitely needed to be kinder to myself back then.
yeah. Do you think that, in kind of hearing you even kind of unpack that, do you think that that perfectionism was based off of your idea of what you saw for yourself, or what the church, the world, your family reflected of what you should want for yourself at that time?
I think it's a little bit of everything, right? Because my mind was only shaped by my environment. So my environment
Right.
was, my family, my church. So yeah, I had these expectations for myself, but so did my family, so did the
Yeah.
church. And all that pressure on younger me,
Yeah.
it was heavy. That was heavy.
Yeah. And in seeing you through those years, I could tell that there were times where, like, days were harder than others, right? But I saw the pressure that you had on yourself. But the one thing I can say that, like, as your friend and being an outsider in that time, would be that there was only so much that we could provide you, and to reinforce in terms like of saying how much we loved you and saying how much don't be in these raggedy relationship streets. If it ain't right, it ain't right. I think there were so many of your friends who were like, "Nah, girl, you enjoy, enjoy. It's just be hard out here." But I can. There's only so much that we can say of that, and I hope that we never discounted that space for you, because absolutely your feelings were completely valid.
Yeah, no, no, no. I never felt discounted. I felt heard with you all actually.
Yeah.
Um, and at that time, of course, I was younger, so I hadn't heard those cliches as much. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So now it's like, shut up, go somewhere, sit down.
That, that. But I do want to, that is one of the things that I do want to unpack a little bit more is you referencing friends in careers and in relationships. And so I want to talk about not per se that space where you were at when you wrote to that 20-year-old something. So I want to talk about the days, the moments where a light bulb went off and you were like, oh, it's trash over there too. They struggling too. Let's unpack that. Like, what was the moment where you're like, oh no, I'm
Yeah.
good?
One thing I can say about my circle is that we're just really honest with each other. We are maybe too honest. But I do love that. I love that we can be transparent and open with one another.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, there there have been moments where my friends have said, "This ain't it. This ain't the life." Or, I one of my favorite things one of my friends recently said, "I love my child, but this is hard." And I'm like, "Thank you. Thank you for admitting that."
yeah,
And this friend is married, has an attentive, loving husband who also helps out with the children. It's not like they're all alone, and they're still
yeah,
saying motherhood is hard. And I'm like, I appreciate the honesty.
yeah, absolutely.
Because you will have people out here just lying. Just, oh, it's the best thing. Child, I don't even want to hear it. Don't even talk to me about this. Till I get a
Yeah,
ring on my finger because y'all are trying to knock me up.
no, absolutely. And you're completely right. I think as someone who kind of like has folded into a couple of your other groups, you always do like there are a lot of people around us who are very, very honest about where they're at in life, and we really don't sugarcoat it. And the one thing that I love about our groups, I say groups because they kind of intertwine, but
See, I
the
just
thing
say
that I
group
love
because to me, we are one big group now.
right? The one thing that I love about our groups is that it's also not a space where women are just coming to complain.
Right.
Like
Mm.
we are coming because it's like, no, I really want to like seek y'all's advice. Or I'm really coming because I've got this thing and I kind of just need to release it. Like I'm already going to God about it. Um, but I need my girls to kind of know where I'm at right now. You know what I mean? Like we are groups of women who are just being like honest, like you said, transparent about the parts of life that like kind of suck, they're kind of hard. And so I'm grateful for it. So that's why I really wanted to ask, like, what was what was the space where you were like, oh, they struggling too.
Yeah, we always say the grass is always greener on the other side, and that's just, it's not true. Um, and I'm grateful that, I have that friend group. We support one another, we encourage each other. We're not out here saying, girl, you need to leave him. No, we're not doing that. Um, but we are there to encourage and lift our sister up when she needs it. And so I love that about our group of friends.
Yeah,
But yeah, everyone is struggling, and I appreciate the honesty behind it because all we see a lot of the time is Instagram and social media, and everybody's living the good life on a boat somewhere. And it's like that's not always the reality. Marriage is
yeah,
hard. Marriage is hard. Children are hard. Parenthood is hard. um,
yeah.
so
Careers are hard.
careers are hard.
Yeah. No, yeah, life is not like it's not a cakewalk.
Mm-mm.
And we, best way to say it is we do not give our friendships are not Instagram reels. We don't
Oh,
we
I
don't
love that.
right? Like we are really doing real life with each other.
Hmm.
And so it helps because we know that it is a safe space. We have brought some really wild stories to the table and we can do it without judgment. We can do it to the point of being like, I don't really need a response. I just want to tell y'all that this happened.
Right.
Like it is very very real, and so I'm grateful for it. So I love that we can unpack that and kind of see how the 20 something year old Tina kind of navigated from that space to where she was at through how our friendships have been made or have grown over the years and what you've been able to kind of glean from that. So
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah. It is
It's
beautiful.
beautiful. And I gotta unpack one more thing, girl. One more thing.
Okay.
Think of that, think of that, think of that. So, fun fact. That is what I believe that they say on that common song. Is it common in Erica Badu? That's you can't
God.
tell me that. Think of that, think of that, think of what I tell you to work when I see you. Those are the lyrics for me. I don't know what y'all hear, but that's what I hear. And maybe because I too have always had thick thighs. I said, oh, these are for me. Oh, that's for me.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yes, that is what he's saying. If he tells you different, he's lying.
Lies. Your Apple is lying to you because my Apple Music is saying think of that, think of that, think of that.
Ah.
So seriously, your body evolution and how you've come to love your body and who you are. Just kind of break that down for us. Like, where are you at today? Where was that girl at?
Where I'm
I
at
know.
today is I'm cute. I don't know. 20 something Tina really took for granted her body. She took it for granted.
I-
Yeah, yeah. And again, I think about, what environmental factors influence that. And of course, I,
I'm gonna just continue to sip right now.
between the church, between family, even now, oof, I hate to put it
Tell
out here
it.
like that, but y'all, my mother is a stick. She's like a little pinky finger. And she will talk about how big she is. And it's so wild. It's so wild to like listen to her complain about her stomach that's not there.
Okay, since we're being very transparent, can I bond with you in this
Hmm.
space? Um, so my mom's weight has fluctuated since I've been born. But my mom was tiny like how your mom is. But maybe even smaller. Like my mom was tiny when she was in her 20s, and had my oldest brother. And so for her, which I know it's tough, she's comparing herself against herself. And my mom is shaped. Mama, I get my shape from my mama.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm built like her. So it was hard for me at a younger age to see this woman that I'm shaped like
Hmm.
struggle to accept her body.
Yes. Oof.
But when I look in the mirror, I see her body. So am I supposed to be okay with this?
Yes. Ooh, that's deep. That is so deep.
But we've had great conversations about it. And so our stories are different in that sense, but that moms don't realize, and mothers of daughters, hear us out.
Hmm.
Please, for the love of God, teach your daughter to love her body the way it is,
Yes.
not in comparison to yours, not in deflecting of yours, meaning she's a lot smaller and that's the way she needs to stay. You know what I mean? Like,
And one of the ways that you do that is loving your body
oh,
as
oh, tell people to love themselves.
love yourselves, ladies. That's the reason why I can't really go in too harshly on my mother because I know how she was brought up. I know what she was taught, right? Um, so much of our worth was tied to our bodies for so long. It still is, but I think we're slowly getting away from that narrative.
Yeah,
Um, but I know how she was brought up. I know what she was taught. And so I can't really look at her sideways. She gets a smize, not a full on side eye. She gets a little smize because I do understand when
right.
it's happening. So
Yep.
I have to give her some grace in that, right? But yeah, start with loving yourselves, mothers. Love yourselves first. Love your bodies, and that's how
Yeah.
you're gonna halfway teach your daughters how to love themselves.
And what's so crazy is like I love that we're having this conversation, and I wish like our 20-year old something selves could have like told our moms, like had this conversation, not in the sense of you did wrong, but more of in the sense like you are beautiful. Like your mom is beautiful.
And is
Your mom was beautiful, is beautiful. Like, and my
is
mama is fine. By the way, maybe Tina, can we find a good picture and put it up? Because I do need a stepdaddy. So if anybody,
oh okay.
matchmaker, my mama is fine. Okay, she's probably going to be really pissed about this. No, I'm just going
Because
to.
she will go to YouTube and watch the whole episode.
At this point, Mama, which I know you did. Told you I wanted a stepdaddy. Go ahead, Tina.
Gonna happen. It's gonna happen, Miss Ross.
But no, seriously, our mothers are beautiful. And I, you know what's interesting? Think about this. Could you imagine whew, being able for our 20 something year old selves to go up to our 20-year-old mother selves and love on them from a friendship level,
Mhm.
to let them know that they're safe and that they're beautiful? Could you imagine how much the trajectory could have changed for us?
Right.
My mom had me at 33. So if she felt safe in her body as it was changing in her 20s into her 30s, like how much that was one less thing she had to carry.
Yeah. Yeah.
You think we could get our mamas to write a letter to their 20-year-old something
Let's
sis?
try. Let's try.
All right. So here's the question. It's not even a question. Here's the statement. We need y'all to drop it below and convince our mamas to write the letter to them 20-year-olds themselves.
This is a
And we
statement
need
of the
y'all to
week.
blow the thing up.
Let's convince our moms to do this.
Because at the end of the day, at the core of it all, is like the same way that we want to go back and love on ourselves, we want that for them too.
Mhm.
And it's all about safety. Like you think about everything we wrote in our letters to each other or to ourselves. It's all about safety in our body, safety in our growth, safety in career, safety in life. Like it's just safety.
Yeah.
Tina,
This is good. So good.
I It's Tina.
Mm, hmm.
This is a whole season finale.
It is. I'm so glad we ended here.
Yes. And obviously we don't want you guys to like, to write a full vulnerable level unless you would like to. But we want you guys to honestly chime in and like what is the one thing that you wish you could tell your 20-year-old something so? Um just to give you guys a little bit of background, I was telling Tina that this topic actually came up because I randomly like I was just letting my phone roll through music and the SZA's Control album came up and she has a song called 20 something. And I'm like, oh, I wish I could talk to my 20-year-old something so. And it's like, wait, why can't you?
Like it. Like
That's
it.
how we got here. And so it's all the questions that we asked today. It's what do you wish that your 20 something year old self heard from your parents, from your core, from your foundation, right? And then it's what do you wish you told yourself? What do you wish that you allowed yourself to be safe and secure in at that time? I feel like this should be a practice for us, like every decade, of just really unpacking like how far we've come because I think we're both really bad at this about really giving credit. We'll give it to God, but not to ourselves for
Hmm.
making the decisions to be able to go to therapy, being able to make the decisions to fight for ourselves, to whatever. You know what I mean? Like we are really doing the work, and so I want us to make sure that we pat ourselves on the back for it, and being able to be reflective is part of it because
Absolutely.
we've grown a lot, Tina.
Yeah, we have. We have.
Do you realize that?
Mhm. Now, I didn't before. Tori pointed
Whew,
out to me.
girl, again, we met when we were like 15.
Hmm. Yeah.
Whew,
Yeah.
our 15-year-old selves could never have seen this.
Mhm.
Ooh, mm-mm. But I'm grateful for it.
15-year-old me. Oh, the attitude on that one.
She was spicy. Very
She was
spicy.
spicy. She was.
So much fun. She was so much fun though. Like she had no filter.
She did not.
um, but yes, I want you to know that the grace that you gave yourself in your letter for your 20 something year old self, I am absolutely grateful for the person who you were as well as the person who you've become because you are an amazing friend. You are exactly what I need in a sister. And you are still, yet and still, ranked the top tier non best friend that I've ever had a day. I probably shouldn't write your eulogy, but whatever.
That's gotta be there. It's gotta say top tier non. That's
Even if I die before her, y'all better put it in there.
oh man. Oh man. Well, hashtag same for me, Tanisha. Real talk. Like again, I don't have any siblings. You were the sibling I never had. You have always been that girl. I can always go to you for anything, for support. You got me through some tough moments in my life when I was a teen, and you handled it with such grace, with such compassion, with the maturity far beyond a 16. What were we? 16, 17? Maturity far beyond a teenager. So I truly appreciate you for that. I appreciate you sticking it out and staying. You are still here all these years
Um,
later.
wait, wait, wait.
Hold on.
Yes, I'm on a mission. Put the seatbelt on. I'm, I'm, I'm still here, 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 here. Oh, I'm, I'm still here, 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 yeah, here. Oh.
But
Yes.
yes, I appreciate you. I love you. Thousand blessings upon your head.
May the Lord.
May the Lord bless and keep you.
Well, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good week. It is Sunday though, for real. Oh
Y'all,
no.
before we go though, we are gonna start doing live streams. We're gonna work it out, but we've got some great things coming for y'all next season. So be on the lookout for that. I'm excited
Yes.
about that.
Tina, we did it. We did it. We did season 8. Hey,
Mm-mm.
hey,
Now I gotta edit
hey.
it, but we did it. The episodes are recorded.
And that's all that matters.
That's what matters.
And by the way, I need for y'all to go to Tina's personal page and blow her up with all the love because please understand, I posted this the other day.
Oh.
We only look good because of her, y'all. She is like, yeah, I just come up with the topics and build out like the content of the episodes. She does the real heavy lifting.
I don't know if
I
I agree with that. I think it's half and half because if we didn't have content,
Tina, I am the worst at marketing. I am the worst. Like you come up with all of that stuff. You come up with all of that stuff because you could easily come up with content too. But I got to do something now. I got to come up with somehow. But no, seriously, I need for y'all to blow her up because, as in her letter that she wrote, she is a creative. She she's amazing, and so I need for y'all to go and show her some love. This is somewhat of what she does for a living. However, it is on it's different. And so I want y'all to know that this we ain't getting paid for this. I mean, I know because it's pretty much our mamas and our coworkers that watch this. So hey y'all, hey y'all doing? How y'all doing? Appreciate you. Which is very funny because other podcasts that I listen to, they literally are like, yeah, no, my coworkers don't know I do this.
I can
but
understand that though.
but no, seriously, like she does a lot of heavy lifting, and so I need for you guys to show her some love because she needs all the flowers.
Oh, thank y'all.
Even though, are you allergic to flowers though?
No, they
No,
just
you're allergic
die
to them.
on me. So
I mean, they're supposed to. They're cut.
yeah, but they die quickly.
Do you put the little plant? I mean,
Plant food?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what I do wrong. They just die.
It's the flowers. It's not you.
Okay, I'll accept that.
Well, at least drop some flowers on her post.
Those won't die.
But no, seriously, give her the flowers because she does amazing work. And we literally would not be here if it wasn't for her and the edit and the time that she puts in. So thank you, Tina.
Yeah,
I'm grateful
I
for
love
you.
it. It's fun to me. So, and I'm so
Yeah.
grateful we can have these conversations. Whew. And
I know.
birthdays sometimes.
I,
Like,
But yeah, I be pushing the limit sometimes. Sorry.
But this was good. I'm so glad we ended on this note.
Yes, yes. Well, go back and listen to episodes. If you miss us, you're like, you know what? I ain't heard that cackle. Now, whichever cackle you prefer. I'm sorry.
There's a couple of them here.
Good. You got some options. If you missed the cackles, go back and watch episodes. Let us know which one was your favorite.
And be on
Let
the
us know.
lookout for, because Tanisha is figuring out how to get us on a podcast platform. So pretty soon, we're not just going to be on YouTube. We're going to be where? Apple Podcasts? Spotify?
Yeah.
I'm not sure where we're going to be, but wherever they have podcasts.
So the plan is to be on the podcast app with Apple.
Okay.
So pretty much anywhere that you can listen to podcasts is where we're trying to get the audio to go to. And so that is our goal for by the time that we get to season 2, we want to basically roll that out. And like Tina mentioned, we want to be able to do some live things, both virtually and potentially in person. Ooh. Come join us in Latvia.
Yeah.
The OGs know what we're referring to. Yeah, we're jealous though. But I'm excited for where we're going to continue this to, Tina. And you know what? I cannot believe this. How are we thinking all of this, going through all the accolades, and we did not thank JoJo?
I don't even know how we did that. Because
I
JoJo,
mean, technically, we should thank Anita Baker, but we're
Anita's
going.
been tripping though. I don't
I
know. I don't know what's going
mean,
on.
so it was us listening to the JoJo version of Caught in the Rapture, and we were like, "Wait, Caught Up in the Rapture of
Therapy.
Therapy." It's got a little something to it. And here we are.
Yes. So
And
thank you,
here
JoJo.
we
And we don't get a copyright strike with this.
are.
So
Amen.
thank you,
Sango. Look. Sango. No, I really do love your music, though, Sango. You're
I do
great. You're
too.
great.
Yeah, you're good.
But yes, and maybe Tina, because one of the things you said in one of our earlier episodes that we were going to start living life. So while we're living life, we can maybe just record a little bit of content
Yes.
so that the
Yes.
people know that we're still alive and enjoying this said life
Yeah.
in real time.
I like that
So
idea. Now
yes.
y'all might get a little bit more of a realer me, you know. The face might not be made up. The bonnet might be on, okay? Do not be alarmed.
First of all, they don't deserve that.
They don't deserve. Y'all deserve the authentic me. I'm gonna be my authentic self.
I don't got no more words. So I'm gonna just say thank y'all and subscribe, like, and comment. And we'll see y'all next season.
We will see you next season. Thank y'all for getting caught up with us. We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.